that, and most of it is ice, less than 1% of all fresh water is readily accessible for human use. This is a very limited limit. 0.007% of all the water on Earth is available only for drinking purposes. It's very limited quantity. And global population is increasing, so the per capita availability is decreasing. 6 billion people, they are multiplying still further. So the per capita is decreasing. Temporal and spatial, this is where the problems are caused. You know, some places too much rain, some places too much drought. It's not uniform. And climate change impacts are not making things easier for us. We know these glaciers are melting and floods are forming, severe communities are disappearing, submerged, and every year we experience floods some places and then droughts in other places. So it's a climate change impacts. So while you can go almost at a month without food, your body can't survive 1 week without water. That's for sure. And so it's not unreasonable to say that the water crisis is looming. And another thing is, how much water do you need? This is the question constantly I'm asked because I lectured about it. And I tested it on myself. I did it sometimes way back in 1955, 59 when I was doing a project. When I was 19 years old, I started in this field. I'm 74, I'm giving my age over to you guys. So anyhow, when I did that, my charge was to find out how much water is being used for ablution purposes in India, in the Bengal, rural areas of Bengal. And I had some paper published on that one. But here in America, when people were asking me, one of my friends was asking me, tell me how much water you can really use in Chicago for yourself. Basically, how much water? So I tested it myself. Just by a tumbler in a bucket, like a good old Indian practice, and washing my own clothes. And then I could get by with 30 liters, believe it or not. Right in Naperville, one of the richest communities where I live. I'm not rich, but I'm living there. But 30 liters of water. But millions of people in the world are living less than 3 gallons each day. And again, all these global water crisis factors are there, and that's what we said, some lack access of safe drinking water, which is like I said, like sanitation. Again, these are the statistics that are published by the World Bank, UNICEF, or Government of India, and so on and so forth. But they're somewhat dubious in my mind. In my own little research, where I went in villages, and you talk about, say, 20% lack access to safe drinking water, I think is a wrong figure. Because the water that they collect is not pure, and it's contaminated. Either by the well and the parts that they carry to their houses, they are contaminated and so forth. So the falling water tables, salt water intrusion, contaminated drinking water, pathogens, toxic chemicals, these are all the conditions that we know. I don't have to preach to the choir here. And this national and international, this is 2002 World Water Development Report, talked about the wars and 507 conflict events during the last 50 years. 37 involved violence, 21 of these consisted of military act. 18% of the war between Israel and its neighbors. So water is going to be, somebody said, you know, third world war is going to be regarding water. So here is, sorry, I'll show you some pictures very quickly. This is a village that I'm working on in India, and that is the status of the water supply there. You know, they put the government, with all good purposes, they put the water supply, you know, they dug a bore well and then connected to some water faucets, some standpipes. Look at the trade. People steal them for the metal, the poor people, and there are 2 holes remaining there. And that man is actually dealing with a big water project at the Department of Science and Technology, Dr. Raju. I asked him to stand there to take a picture with him. Water and Water, that's a project the Government of India Supreme Court has decided to implement the project. The Department of Science and Technology is handling this project. And he's in charge of that. That is one of the wells where it's being used as a garbage can. This is the state of the affairs in India, wherever you go, particularly in the summer season. This is the way it is in villages and other small towns. I mean, these are all the countries, Middle East and Africa, share these transboundary water problems. And in India particularly, we have the Ganga, Brahmaputra, and Meghna rivers that are shared by Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, and China. So it's a potential conflict area in the region. Again, some indicate the water crisis. I'm not going to deal with this. Let me quickly go through this. But to give you the indication, in the early 1890s, we have plenty of water in Chennai, Bangalore, Visakhapatnam. That's the place where they live. That's why they live there. Now look at the state. This is 2006 and 2007 at 0.45 hours in a day. The other day, in March, I was there, between December and March, I was there in India. In Visakhapatnam, this is a town where I go and stay, half an hour every other day the municipality is given. But then the municipality, some problem was there and the water was shut off even for a couple of days. No water. What does it do to protect the water scarcity? For shaving, we usually see all these things in the bakes and stuff like that. And treatment of brackish and saline water. So we have plenty of saline water, but then you can desalinate it and use it by twice. It is a very cost-intensive and engineering-intensive processes. And so some of the means to cope with water shortage are listed here. The sake of the teachers, what people can do, and you are very familiar with these kinds of things. So let me run this. Again, rainwater harvesting, how much water you can collect. It's very simple calculations. You have 100 millimeters of rain on the land area of 1 hectare. You have 10,000 square meters equal to 1 million liters of water. You can collect them and the rainfalls. So again, some little diagram here. Some water and sanitation. You use the Union government goal 7, MDG 7. Target 10's aim is to have by 2015 a proportion of people that do not have access to safe drinking water and basic sanitation. 10 years ago. Now, this is a dubious definition of the MDG. Half of what? And people are multiplying. And half of at what point in time they have. So if you say, I want to get rid of the problem by, say, so many villages and so many towns and everybody would have water, that would be a better index for me. Or we'll provide for 3 billion people or 4 billion people, something like that, actual numbers. Every dollar spent on water and improvements, this again, the World Bank and other people have reported this, the benefits could be enormous, $3 to $34 a liter in each. One inch of rainfall, I told you, almost 30 a liter. It is falls in 60 by 180 feet in area. So these things can be done. Waterborne diseases, 80%. So many people die, children particularly. Half the world's hospital beds are occupied by people suffering from waterborne disease. Simple, providing safe drinking water will eliminate most of the diseases in the third world. And again, this is the facts that we reported by WHO and UNICEF. The projected urban population, sanitation, global population without access to improved sanitation is going to be the projected ones. So still, roughly about 1.7 billion people in rural areas and 0.7 billion people in urban areas will still be there without proper sanitation. Africans don't have a toilet at home, so the world access, 40% lack access toilets. And but just a simple anecdote. They said, they built so many trees in a village. When I went to the village, there were no electrics. So who to believe? Maybe they built and the village is converted to some storage sheds or bathrooms or something, but not as electrics they're using it. Because they still continue the age-old practice of going to open defecation. Again, some statistics here. I don't know if this is grotesque. Maybe I can say this in my stomach churns. Water supply states in India. This is the statistic from Ministry of Environment. 96.1 people leak covered, they say, rural areas. Again, I question these numbers because I went into the village and saw. And yes, you may have a water tap there, that will be correct, but they don't. There's no water. Urban areas have the water supply for 3 hours in a day, we'll talk about that. They will be by tanks, and this is a good business. I mean, you go in somebody else's backyard and pump water and sell it to 1,000 rupees a truck, a 5,000 liter tank in Hyderabad. Again, some other facts, I won't go into this and that on this. Some of the water quality issues, physical, chemical, biological. As most of you know, particularly inorganic arsenic, fluoride are very endemic in certain areas of India. Now the pollution with organics in urban areas in the groundwater because of indiscriminate